Oh, that's crazy. Hello, we're back. Kids are sleeping again, and hopefully the 6-month-old stays sleeping this time and doesn't distract me like she did last time.
Yeah.
Really, the purpose of this one is just to talk about the market and how crazy it's gotten this week. March Madness is in full swing. Not just basketball March Madness, but real estate March Madness this week. So
It's been absolutely crazy in our business. It's like every year when I want to watch March Madness, I'm like, oh, I'll take Thursday and Friday off to watch some games. I was talking to another agent in our office, and it's like, you know what? I haven't been able to watch hardly anything at all because the real estate business is insane. I've had so many people call just in the last couple of days and want us to come walk through, see what their house is worth. We're thinking about selling. Is now a good time? Interest rates are climbing. Is this something we should do today, or what should we do? And quite frankly, it's been extremely busy, which is a good thing for us. So
yeah, I've had a lot of friends reach out to me this week, especially this week. It's just been like the week of listings and buyers kind of activity just started flurrying. So if you're a seller, now might be a good time to list because there's still pretty low inventory, and people are actually starting to list. So there is a chance that you might be able to find something that you want to move up into.
So let me give you just a quick example of our market. So usually in our Des Moines Metro, I'm going to say in the past 10 years, I've seen anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000 listings, and that's in just this metro. Currently, I've seen anywhere from 2,913 listings to hover around 2,950. So we're less than half of what we should be carrying in our market, which is absolutely insane. But we're seeing a lot of listings come aboard, but they sell like immediately, like boom, they're gone, which is pretty frustrating. But
Frustrating to be a buyer, good to be a seller. So it's kind of there's two sides to the coin, I guess.
Absolutely. So as far as the market goes, it's definitely March Madness in real estate. It's March Madness in basketball. We have 5 kids, so it's March Madness in our house. So pretty much everything's pretty much nuts.
It's always March Madness in our house.
Yeah,
It
pretty
doesn't
much
have to be
always.
basketball season.
Yep. So anyway, I guess what we're on tonight to talk about is just what's happening out there in real estate. So I don't think it was, maybe a week or 2 ago, Rachel was, like, I don't know, this year's going to be slower than last year. And all of a sudden, clouds opened up, and it started raining, and Rachel had more calls than I think she's had in her entire career. Right or
Could
wrong.
be true.
Yeah, right or wrong.
It could very well be true, yes.
So it's kind of like, I'm always hitting threes. She's usually hitting 1 or 2 every once in a while. Not always on fire.
Whatever.
But you're doing good now, honey.
So, every man I've ever dated in my entire life, I've beat at basketball, except for him. And so I think that's why I had to marry him, because it's my lifelong mission to
Actually,
beat him.
she brags about beating me one time in, where were we? We were on vacation in
Punta Cana.
Punta Cana, Mexico. Pool party. She beat me in a pool on a hoop that was way too
Punta
high.
Cana's not in Mexico, is it?
I don't know. Yeah.
It's in the Dominican, isn't it?
Dominican, my bad. It's south of the border for us, so whatever. But anyway, she beat me one time in a pool, and I don't think that counts. But
It does count. I had a whole audience for that. So, is Iowa State playing right now?
Iowa State's playing right now. We have it on pause because I'm going to fast forward through it. So,
Yes. So we're gonna keep this short and sweet because I'd like to watch the game in real time.
for the record, she won't watch the game.
Yes, I will.
No, you'll go back to the office and you'll work on your computer. That's what
And then
happens
I'll watch.
9 times
And then
out of
I'll
10. So it's kind of like watching a movie. She doesn't really watch the whole movie. She'll start it and then she leaves.
I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm a busy person.
I myself sit on the computer in front of the TV, and that's how I do it. But
I might actually watch this one though.
we operate completely and totally differently. But anyway, back to real estate, because that's what we do, right? Right?
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
So currently, we have, I want to say we have probably 5 or 6 houses that we're hopefully going to hit the market here pretty quick. The last listing that I officially was going to list, we sold before it even listed. One of the main factors in real estate, and if you're a buyer out there and you're wanting to buy a home, one of the most important things you can do is find, and I think I went over this last time, find an agent that knows, that has connections, that has tons of contacts, because if you want to be in on a house before it hits the market, that's crucial. One of the things that we've done is we've dug and dug and dug to find homes for people prior to being listed, whether it's calling other agents we know that do a fair amount of business, calling our sphere of influence, putting Facebook posts out there. We do some things that call social media door to door, where the Yellow Pages. Rachel put a post on Facebook not too long ago. What's this? And it was a picture of a phone book. Actually, hold on. I think
We still have it. I might have kept it. We might need the numbers from it at some point.
I think she actually saved it because someone on the Facebook post said it works great for a booster seat. So anyway, this thing is irrelevant anymore. No one uses the phone book. And if you're looking for people, so we look up an address of somewhere that a client of ours would be interested in, you're not going to find a home phone number because no one has a home phone anymore. And if they do, it's pretty rare. So one of the places we go to is social media to find the owners of houses that our clients may be interested in, and we dig and try and find out, hey, are you willing to sell your home? If you are, we might have a buyer, so on and so forth. But I think the best way for us to find homes for our clients is through other agents and our connections there. We've been in the business for a long time. I'm over a decade. I'm that old. And she's been in the business for 3 years now, and met a lot of agents, have good relationships, and so hopefully through those relationships we find homes for our buyers.
There's a lot of lawyers. If anyone needs a lawyer, there's plenty here in the phone book for you.
Free advertisement for John. Free advertisement for John. That was one of the funniest things. Someone's like, well, why do they keep printing those? And I'm like, well, probably because people keep advertising in them. As long as people pay them money to advertise in them, they're going to keep printing them. So,
That's right.
anyway, we haven't seen too many questions roll through just yet, but we are open to any questions anytime. We also are very interested in what's going on from the buyer standpoint, from the consumer standpoint, because we work on this side of the table, and trying to understand what's going on in your minds as buyers and as sellers is kind of difficult. So
If you don't feel comfortable asking on live, we're new to this, so if you think we're horrible at this, we probably are, because
Yep.
this is our third time doing this. So if you'd rather personal message us, then feel free to do that. You can email us. I'm pretty sure our phone numbers are all over our Facebook page, all over our Instagram. So feel free to reach out that way if
Hey.
you prefer.
Rick Berg, thanks for joining. Green Run starts soon, so we look forward to seeing you. One thing that we do as a couple, Rachel started this group called Green Runners.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
Heck yeah,
That's a
why
good
not?
idea. Back in 2012, when we were just dating, we started a group called the Green Runners, and basically we run around. We pick a different spot around the Des Moines area, run around and pick up the trash that we see. So we get a good workout and pick up the area that we run.
Yep.
It's it can be really dirty, but it's really fun, and we get to meet a lot of cool people. We always meet new runners, and then we go out for dinner afterwards, and just exchange stories and hear about these new people. So it's a great networking.
It's brilliant. In college, I did a thing called the hash run, where we would run and you drink beer and you socialize, but you also get some exercise. And when Rachel brought up this idea of picking up trash on a run, I'm like, why don't we just make it good for your body, good for the environment and the neighborhoods, picking up trash. And then also it's a social event. So afterwards we go to a restaurant, we have a couple drinks, we chat, we laugh, we have fun, even though we're all sweaty and stinky.
And it's something you can bring your kids to. So
Absolutely.
we bring our children to it. It's just a really laid back thing, and you can stay for as long as you want to. We usually stay for one beer and then call it good night.
Yep.
Because we have kids that need to get to sleep. So don't feel pressure if you have kids that you can't come. You can
So
bring your kids to.
Facebook.com/Green Runners. Check it out. We've been doing it 4 years now, I think.
No,
Is it 5?
this is the 6th year.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
Seriously?
This is the 6th year. We actually got engaged on one of these green runs. There's proof of it online. It's been documented.
Yeah,
So,
sure has.
yeah.
But
So-
that's a fun thing that we do, and it has nothing to do with real estate. So
Nope.
whatever.
That I started when I was still in wellness back in the day.
Back in
in
the day.
2012. So now I'm stuck working with him every day.
And did you know that I always pick up more trash than her?
He is. He actually does. He does. But I'm usually pushing the stroller, so that's my excuse. I'm pushing the stroller
yeah.
and letting my children watch me clean up trash so that they learn to respect their community and
Yeah.
nature. So that's my excuse.
Our biggest run each year is it's called Capital Corn Dogs. So if you don't know Iowa, if you're not from Iowa, we have a huge state fair, and we start at the Capitol building, which is where the buses go. So the overflow parking's at the Capitol, and they drive buses from the Capitol to the state fair. So what we do is we start at the Capitol building. We have a group, usually about 30 people, who jog all the way to the Capitol and pick up trash along the way. We go to the Bud tent. They give us free drinks and free admission into the fair. We stick around, and then we catch a bus back to the spot where we started, picking up trash, get in our cars, and go home. So it's actually a really fun event with Keep Iowa Beautiful and Rachel's buddy
Yes.
Jerry.
Jerry over at Keep Iowa Beautiful is amazing. He's always been very supportive of our group. They actually have a link on the Keep Iowa Beautiful website if you want to read more about us and read more about Keep Iowa Beautiful. They always look for wonderful beautification products. Geez, not products. That's what we sell.
Yeah.
House products, but different grants and all kinds of cool things. So if you're into nature and keeping Iowa beautiful, check out that website.
So Brett's got a question. Brett says, thought of selling on her own versus going with a realtor. So here, I want to hit this is very important. So right now, you see a bunch of people posting on Facebook, a bunch of real estate agents posting on Facebook, sold in 1 day, sold in 2 days, sold in 4 hours. It is true. But the thing for us as real estate agents is bringing value to that sale. If I'm a buyer and I'm buying it for sale by owner, the first thing I think of as a buyer is I'm going to save 7%. So I'm taking that right off the price. This is what I think it's worth, and I'm going to save that money. As a seller, you're trying to sell it, and you're like, hey, I'm not going to pay a real estate agent, so I'm going to save that 6 or 7%. In reality, the national average, I think I've heard it's been the same for like ever. 16% real estate agents sell a home for 16% more than for sale by owner. Whether that's 100% true or not, there's really no documentation, because how do you know what a for sale by owner could or couldn't have sold it for with a real estate agent? But ultimately, you should always plan to pay 3% or 3.5% to a buyer's agent. So as a for sale by owner, you're already paying half the commission in your mind, because there's a 95% chance that buyer is going to walk through with an agent, and you're going to have to pay them anyway. So you're already halfway there. Now, to have a real estate agent handle the appraisal, to manage all of that stuff for you, for
Showings would be a huge thing.
Showings, pictures online, and what we do is, us specifically, is we try and bring value and try and create more money for you as a seller, and hopefully it's going to be 6 or 7% more than what it would have been if you did it on your own. So even though we feel that we make up our commission and then some. So what matters most is what you net in the end, and our goal is to net you more than what you could have net on your own. And it
Without
happens,
all the hassle that you would have to do on your own as well. I mean, I've been the buyer's agent for a couple for sale by owners, and luckily for me, they were both really easy to work with, but they had a lot of questions for me, and they were leaning on me even though I wasn't representing them, and I felt sorry for them because they didn't have representation. They asked me questions that I told them the truth out of the goodness of my heart, but there are some agents that might come in and not have done that. So if you know what you're doing, maybe, but I think just for the overall hassle of it all, it'd be a lot easier just to hire someone to do it and get it done the right way. Know that you're not going to be making any mistakes legally or having random people walk through your house. It's just awkward when you're there and a potential buyer comes in and they don't like your house. And
Just the awkwardness alone is enough for me to want to hire somebody.
Right.
I mean, the other thing with a for sale by owner, I had about 2 years ago, I wrote an offer on a for sale by owner for a client of mine. And they're like, well, no, we're not paying 3% to you. And I'm like, well, what if I can net you the amount of money you want to net? So I prepared an estimate of proceeds for them based on the offer that I was presenting them, including our commission. And it was almost it's sad, laughable and sad, but you can't just put a house on the market and sell it. It just doesn't, there's more to it than just selling the house. You might get someone to offer you, but what happened was this house was listed at 190 for sale by owner. I wrote the offer, 3% commission for me. I gave them their taxes, their abstracting, which I was the only state that has abstracting, and all the other fees involved. And they called me, they're like, hey, we're not paying $4,000 in taxes. I'm like, well, you don't have a choice. You have to pay those taxes whether it's with us or without us.
yeah.
So we didn't get it done, and the next day I saw on Zillow they increased their price by $5,000. And so that's a simple mistake that they could have signed a purchase agreement with somebody that wasn't a real estate agent, and they thought they were doing well, and then all of a sudden they got hit with a tax burden that they didn't realize, because in Iowa we're behind in
pay in
taxes and you
arrears,
have to bring
yes.
them current. So there's a pretty decent tax chunk at the end of the sale. So that was something that was pretty funny.
Answer 2 questions. We've got Adam asking when the next screen run is. The first one is, what day is that? If you look on our Facebook page, on the Green Runner Facebook page, our schedule is right there, ready and handy to look at. I know it's after, usually we start on Earth Day, but Earth Day I think falls on Saturday, and a lot of people are busy, including us. We have kids and we're running around like crazy on Saturdays, so we're gonna have to make it. We're gonna have to make an exception this year. And this year we are doing 10 runs from April, and we're pretty much doing like every other Thursday. So just look on the Green Runners Facebook page for the schedule on that. And Heath asks, why aren't we watching the game, and do we ever stop working?
Answer to your question, Heath, you taught me not to quit working, I think, actually.
Probably.
And I may have even used one of your scripts during the for sale by owner talk, but the game is on pause, and we're going to watch it here in just a little bit, and we're going to fast forward and catch up in no time. But no, Heath, we don't ever stop working. Our
No, we
job
pretty
is,
much don't.
well, we do from about 11 o'clock until 6 o'clock, but then it's back on, and I think you know that, so.
I think you're probably, yeah. He
And what are you
understands that.
watching us for when the game's on? Come on, Heath.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, well, we're going to let you go tonight, but stay tuned. We'll be back here, I don't know, probably in a couple days.
Yep.
So thanks for tuning
Thanks
in.
for watching.
And we'll talk to you guys later.